We've all been there. You stumble into the kitchen, you're hungry, and you realize there's not really anything to make. And the worst part is when you're starving and you don't feel like going to the grocery store, you just want to eat. Well, if you're ever in that situation again, try this recipe. You take some oil and saute some garlic and red pepper flakes. Pour in a little reserved pasta water and allow that to cook for about 1 minute. Toss in your cooked spaghetti, and the reserved starchy pasta water combined with the spaghetti is going to help create a sauce that will bind to the spaghetti. Think of it like a bougie struggle meal. I'm telling you.
You're broke, so let's jazz up these ramen noodles. Start with a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of garlic. Mix for 3 minutes on low and then add 3 tablespoons brown sugar, 3 tablespoons soy sauce, and a splash of hot sauce if you like it spicy. Blanch your noodles just for a few minutes and then throw them into your teriyaki sauce. Give it a little mix. Plate them into a bowl, and if you like a soft-boiled egg, throw in the air fryer for 7 minutes at 375. Ice bath and swirl. Cut open, and you'll have the perfect soft-boiled egg. This is completely optional, but I'm just garnishing mine with green onion, and I'm your mama now.
Child, it's the first of the month, so struggle meal it is. I whipped this meal up real quick for my me and my kids. Ain't nothing but a little grilled turkey, a little Justinate all-purpose seasoning, because you know, razzle dazzle, add a little minced garlic, some Italian seasoning, mix that up. All right, boom. Add your kibasi, and then you add your onions and spaghetti sauce. You mix that up real good, and then you move on to your ricotta cheese. It's pretty much like making lasagna without lasagna in, okay? And then you add your spinach, because you know I love my food colorful, and just any, meeny, miny, mo, and pick whatever pasta you got there in that cabinet, because I told you it's a struggle meal. So I add cheese to the top of the pasta, and then I added my sauce. Mix that up all good. Ooh, do you see that? Yes. And then once that's mixed in, I add some more sauce to the top, because you know it got to be saucy. And then I add some more cheese, because I'm about to put this in the oven real quick. So you pop it in the oven on 400 for a little bit, and it comes out looking like this. Oh my God. Look at this razzle dazzle on your screen. You know you want some. Reach for the screen. Get some. The weather in Philadelphia is currently at high 83 and low 67. All the razzle dazzle.
$10 dinner challenge at Walmart. Let's do it. So I got some chicken thighs, eggs, soy sauce, rice, and frozen veggies. I was a little bit over, so I had to make a swap, but I ended with $10.08. I went home and cooked my rice. I had to cut up my veggies. Then I prepped my chicken and added in my spices. I cooked my chicken, my veggies, and my rice in the same pan. And of course, you can't have hibachi without some soy sauce and some scrambled eggs. Guys, for $10, this isn't bad, and it fed 2 of us. What do you think?
Let me show you guys a quick dinner idea in under 20 minutes for less than $10. This is episode 1 of cheap but delicious meals. Here I have 2 chicken breasts, and I'm gonna thinly slice these mother truckers because I want this meal to stretch all the way to my husband's lunch, because I'm not planning on cooking again. And in order to make that happen, we're gonna need some potatoes. So I'm gonna thinly dice them, that way they cook fast, because we're trying to make dinner under 20 minutes. Now we're gonna throw them in some oil, season them up, because we don't want some bland potatoes. I'm using Sazon Total and Sazon for color, and then I let them get nice and crispy. Once they cook, I make a little well in the middle and then throw my chicken in there. Season that up also, because we don't want some bland chicken. Salt and pepper is not gonna do it. You're gonna have to get you some nice seasonings. You don't need anything fancy. I use Sazon Total a lot, and it's probably about $5 for a big container. While the chicken is cooking, I'm gonna dice up some onions, jalapenos, garlic, and tomatoes. These are 4 things that you should always have in the fridge, because they're gonna get you out of a lot of trouble. We're making some pollo ranchero, or pollo a la mexicana. At this point, I did notice that the chicken was gonna need some more sauce, so I scrambled in my pantry, got some canned tomato, put a little bit in there, a little bit of water, chicken bouillon, cover it up, and let this cook for about 5 minutes, and it was ready. I'm gonna serve it with some white rice and some tortillas. That way they get full. And that's it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye.
Let's make a Depression era meal. This meal serves comfortably 4 people and only cost me about $10 total to make. This is called a poor man's meal, and I started by chopping my onion and potatoes. Then I heated up some olive oil in my frying pan, and I added in my potatoes into the pan. I then added in some seasonings. I did Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, and I sauteed the potatoes until they were fork tender. While those were going, I got my cans ready. I had 1 small can of tomato sauce and 1 11-ounce can of drained and rinsed whole kernel corn. Then I added in about 1/3 of my sweet onion and about a tablespoon of garlic and sauteed that until the garlic was fragrant. Then I added in 1 pound of ground beef, and I put in some more seasonings. Then I combined the corn and the tomato sauce with everything else, stirred it up, and it turned out to be absolutely delicious. My husband called it a restaurant quality meal, so I hope you guys enjoy.
I'm just a basic ass mom that gives you a week of affordable, easy meals. We're all struggling in this world, but I'm here to make your grocery trips a little easier. Our first meal is chicken minis. This meal altogether will probably cost you less than $15. So you're gonna go to your local Walmart and get some chicken style Southern bites, some dinner rolls, and you probably already have this in your fridge, salted butter, honey, and ground cinnamon. Next is spicy chicken sliders. You need sweet Hawaiian rolls, spicy chicken nuggets, pickles, mayo, and lettuce. That meal is probably less than 15 bucks too. Next is BLTs. BLTs will probably cost you a little bit less than 10 bucks. 1 pound of bacon, bread, mayo, lettuce, and tomato. Don't have a bottle opener? Now you do. Next is chicken fajitas. This is probably less than 15 bucks. You need your chicken fajita, onion and pepper blend, fajita seasoning, and shells. Next is chicken snack wraps. You need chicken tenders, shells, cheese, lettuce, and I use the ranch packet. This is probably less than 15 bucks. Next up is probably the easiest meal, pigs in a blanket. You just need crescent rolls and little smokies. Next is chicken Alfredo. You just need spaghetti, grilled chicken breast, and Alfredo sauce. Next is tacos. I just buy the 10-pound roll at Walmart because it's cheaper, but you need hamburger meat, taco seasoning, shells, lettuce, tomato, and whatever else you want. And sour cream. You guys know how to make tacos. There is a week of affordable meals from a basic ass mom.
I'm your mom now, and I'm teaching you how to cook what you got at home. Start off with 1 potato rinsed and poke holes all around. Microwave 5 minutes, flipping halfway through. Then you're going to slice it diagonally. You're going to throw on 1 tablespoon oil of your choice. If I had to pick one seasoning, it would be Lori's, but I do use all of these seasonings you see. Then flip them over, and then you're going to put more seasoning on that side. Add to a pan on medium-low for 3 minutes. If your pan sticks, then make sure to add a little bit of oil on the pan as well. Then you're going to give them a flip, and you're going to add an egg in the middle. I put a lid on top of mine for about 2 minutes to cook the egg, and I garnish with some green onion. I pair mine with a piece of toast with butter and jelly.
It's day 8 of trying to feed my family on $50 using only items I got from Aldi's and the food pantry. And today, I'm using leftovers and making Mexican-style baked potatoes. I'm going to use the potatoes that I got from Aldi's and all the leftovers from the burrito bowls the other day. You're going to wash your potatoes and you're going to cut them down the center so that they are clean and they do not explode in the oven. I also like to wrap mine in tin foil, and I cook them in the oven at 450 degrees for 35 minutes. I take those leftover beans and rice from the burrito bowls, and you're going to warm them up on the stove. I'm kind of like nay on using a microwave as much as I can, so I'll try to cook everything I possibly can on the stovetop. In order to keep that rice from getting mushy or getting dry, you're going to add a little bit of water and steam it with a pan lid on top. And I always have green onions in my house. I usually have like 2 to 3 cups of them. I always just cut the tops off and let them keep growing in the water. And I'll chop the greenery and use it in a lot of my dishes. So today I'm going to use those to top my baked potatoes with. I'm also on my last block of cheese, and I'm only going to use about 1/4 of it and shred it up for these potatoes. It'll be the perfect amount to put on top of there. And I'm also in my next and upcoming videos going to show you guys my next Aldi shop. I'm going to make a food pantry shop and kind of show you guys how I make everything stretch even more. So you're going to take the potatoes out the oven when they're done. Please take the tin foil off and do not eat it. I should not have to say that, but you know, disclaimer. You're going to fluff up your potato, which is perfectly cooked, and add on top those leftover bean and rice mixture from the burrito bowls. And then you're also going to take that cheese that you just shredded up and add it on top. It will melt on its own. You're only going to have enough sour cream left if you followed most of my recipes to just put a dollop on top of your potatoes, so use that now. And there's also going to be no sour cream left, so I just need to go grocery shopping so bad. I only planned on doing this for 7 days, but everything stretched just a little farther than I expected. You're going to take your leftover avocado that you have left. You should have about an avocado left, and add some of that on top of the potato to make it even more festive. And then some green onion, a little bit of sriracha, and you're going to have...
Hey, y'all, let's make dinner for that man and them kids. Baby, this was quick and easy, and you can make it for less than $20. First things first, go ahead and get you some potatoes. I like the Yukon Gold, and these were on sale for $4.25. You're going to peel them up, baby, and go ahead and cut it into little pieces. Once you got them chopped up, wash them off real good, put them on the stove, and let them boil till they get soft. Now, while your potatoes doing what they do, you're going to go ahead and get you some green beans. You can get some canned green beans or some frozen ones if you're trying to save money. But I got these on sale. I got this big bag right here for $3.47, okay? Now, I do not have the patience nor the time to sit here and cut each individual green bean to make sure they all even and I'm not wasting no parts of the green bean, baby. So I put about 10 of them together and cut it like that, okay? Then go ahead and slice and dice you up an onion, put that to the side, and get you some chicken. This big old family pack of thighs was $14 and some change, but we only going to use like half of them, so we're going to say that's $7. Now, I cut the fat off because we don't like that, but you do it the way you like to do it, okay? You're going to wash it and pat it dry. Add your little soy sauce, some garlic powder, some paprika. I put that on everything. Some white pepper, and you're going to mix that up real good. Get you some teriyaki sauce. I got this kind, and it was pretty good. It was $3.49. Put just a little bit of that on your chicken, baby. Go ahead and mix it. And I'm going to use my fancy new grill that I got from the shop. I put the link in my link tree if y'all want one. It heat up real quick, so I had to see how hot it was. Now, I come with a little rat or a griddle. We're going to use the griddle today. So I went ahead and sprayed it down real good, baby. Got that chicken and started putting it on there, leaving just a little bit of space in between so it can cook and get a little crispy on the outside, all right? Now, when it get done, it's going to look like this. You can go ahead and take it off the grill. You're going to let it rest for a minute so them juices can retract. And while it's resting, baby, go ahead and get you a skillet, add your little bit of butter in there, put some minced garlic and whatever kind of seasonings you like or whatever kind of seasonings you have, okay? I added some seasoning oil, some of that Kinder's buttery garlic steakhouse, some minced garlic, a little smoked paprika, and then I threw them green beans right on top, all right? Add your sliced up onion on there, baby, and then you're going to mix that up real good. Make sure you get the seasonings over all the green beans. Once you got it good and mixed up, go ahead and add just a little sprinkle of water, okay? Use a shot glass. That's all you need. Pour that on there and then put a lid on it, and we're going to let that cook on a medium-low heat. While that's doing what it do, go ahead and slice and dice up your chicken. Then you're going to get a pot, add your teriyaki sauce in there, let it warm up a little bit, and then put that sliced up chicken right on top. Mix it around real good. Make sure you got the sauce on all the chicken, and you're going to let it cook on a medium heat until it get a little sticky. Get your potatoes, baby, drain that water, add you some butter in there. You want to mix the butter up with the potatoes before you add the milk. Put you a little milk in there, and then you're going to whip it up real good. Add a little salt and pepper or whatever you like, baby, and your potatoes are done, okay? By this time, your chicken should be looking like this, and once it look like this, you can go ahead and plate it up. Add you some of them potatoes and some of them green beans on the side. Make sure you get a good bit of that chicken on there. Stick a fork in it, and call that man and them kids and tell them to come eat because dinner is served. Bye, y'all.
Welcome to Struggle Meal 101 because we can barely afford to eat out this bitch, so let's get into it. Today we making some chili mac. I got me an onion. I chopped that hoe up and I sauteed it in some butter. The whole meal gonna cost less than $20, y'all. Stay with me. About $8 worth of ground beef. Put it in the pan, season it. Now, I know I didn't record me seasoning, but do I even look like the type of bitch to eat some unseasoned food? Y'all know better. Onion powder, garlic powder, seasoning, salt, a little accent maybe. However you want to sprinkle whatever in the cabinet. Drain the shit. Y'all see how there ain't no grease at the bottom? That mean I drank it. Get you a can of Rotel, pour it over in the juice and all. Next, we going to add us about 2 cups of beef broth. I had some bouillon cubes, baby. I made my broth with that. If you got a can of beef broth, use that. If you got some stock, whatever you got, use it. And I had to make that $20 work. Tomato sauce, the small little bitty can. Pour it over in there. Then they got me a pack of chili seasoning, baby, 99 cents. Bust that over in there. Then, now, the most expensive part of this, I think, was this cheese. Now, that Velveeta, that little bitty block of Velveeta cost me about $5, I think. You only gonna use half the block, though, so I can only calculate $2.50 into this recipe now. Stay with me. Stay with me. Add about half that block, stir it up until the sauce starts saucing and cheesing and whatnot. Then you're going to add your noodles over in there. I went ahead and boiled my noodles first because one mistake and a bitch could be eating cereal for 2 days. I ain't got time to be fucking up no grocery. So I went ahead and boiled them. After you stir all that in there, I added some heavy cream. Why I didn't record it, I don't know, but that's what that zoom in right there is about. And I added some shredded medium cheddar cheese. Why I didn't record it, y'all, forgive me. Just do as I say and not as I do. So that's how I got to looking after everything, started co-mingling. And one thing about me, a bitch is going to burn the bread every damn time. But the bottom was still soft because I had done broil, y'all.
All right, please disregard the fact that I sound like Pop Smoke right now. I've got a chest cold that I just can't shake, but I'm here, and I've got another struggle meal for you guys. Someone commented and said, what happened to the struggle meal series? And I'm sorry, I fell off a little bit, but I'm back. And I've got a $5 meal for you that might not be everyone's cup of tea, but my mom used to make this all the time growing up, and I loved it. $5 and made a whole pan, fed my whole family, and there were leftovers, so you really can't go wrong. And I do want to mention to you guys, we're almost at 50K, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway when we hit 50. So make sure to follow for that and let me know what you think. A follower requested that I do a struggle meal series, and I decided what better time than when groceries are crazy priced and half of us are struggling. So I got you a $10 Aldi meal, less than $10 actually. Outside of the ground beef, I buy the giant 5-pound packs and I split it in between 5 meals. It's like $12. It saves so much money. I used instant rice, 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water, a pound of cooked taco meat, a can of corn, cooked that all together, added my toppings. Let me know what you guys think and follow for more recipes.
Alright guys, see how I can feed my family with just 2 chicken breasts. Okay, we're gonna chop them up to make them into small pieces. There we go. You see what I'm saying? Family of 6, you could feed a family of 6 with just 2 chicken breasts. Let me show you. A little adobo, sazon, sofrito. You know you gotta do sofrito when you do any pollo guisado. A little olive oil to help it cook nicely. And pour it into the pot and let it stir fry. There it goes. Let the chicken cook a bit. Now I'm peeling some potatoes. Getting ready to add some potatoes in there because you never do pollo guisado without no potatoes. Cut them up into smaller pieces so they can soften quicker. So that's always my method. And now you got yourself un pollo guisado with white rice.
I just fed my family of 7 for less than $5. Let me show you how. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I'm from the South, and we do whatever we can to cut the costs. Most of this stuff I already had in my pantry, but even if I didn't, it would still have costed me less than $10 to feed my 7. No joke. Okay, here I'm making a roux in case you're not familiar with that is. I'm using Lawry's black pepper, garlic, salt. I mean, come on, babe. You might say that's a lot of black pepper, but listen here. No, it's not. I add more in the end. I'm using egg noodles as my pasta. If you haven't figured it out yet, which you probably haven't, I'm making tuna helper tonight, homemade from scratch. Okay, I'm using 4 cans of tuna. I had this tuna in my pantry, like I said, but even if I didn't, it only costs $3.48 at my Walmart for those 4 cans. The egg noodles is $1.48. The milk, the flour, the butter, and the seasonings are things that we typically already have in our pantry. I only use 16 ounces of the egg noodles, and I just combined it and mixed it in with the sauce, making sure it's well incorporated. I'm using Parmesan to sprinkle on top, and oh my God, so good. Let me know if you make it.
Let me show y'all real quick how I fed my family of 5 with only $10. So I got some chicken thighs. Y'all know they cheap. They was only like $5.62 at the market. All right. I seasoned them up and then I put them in a baking dish. Put them in the oven, right? Took them out the oven. They were still a little light skinned, but I took the juice off so I could put it to the side, right? And make some gravy. So with the gravy, all you need is a little butter. I added a little onion for a little texture. You know, you can add mushrooms, whatever you like. You add your flour, you mix that around, then you add your broth, and baby, oh my God, it just thickens up to like deliciousness, like all the razzle dazzle, okay? Pour that over your chicken when you bring it out the broiler because you wanted to have that little brownness, and baby, that's dinner. I mean, this is some good eating right here, okay? And for the low. The weather in Philadelphia is currently a high of 93 and a low of 61. Ew.
If you only have $5, I've got you covered. Here's how to make 3 dinners for $5 from the Dollar Tree. The first thing we're going to grab is an egg roll from the freezer. This is a shrimp egg roll. You can use any flavor. Next up, we're going to grab a can of soup. I like the ham and bean soup, but you can use any soup of your choice. The third item I'm grabbing is a can of chicken tamales, and I did include a bag of white rice in the $5 budget, but if you already have the rice, then this can be made even cheaper. And I do want to mention, if you can't cook your own rice, that they do have these microwavable bags of rice, which you would need to get 2 of them. And as you can see, this comes out to $5. Now let's go cook our meals. All 3 of these meals are going to start off the same way. I'm going to be rinsing some rice and cooking it in my mini rice cooker. Now, when it comes to this mini rice cooker, I only like to cook a ½ cup of rice at a time because otherwise it boils over. The soup can be warmed up either on the stovetop or in the microwave. All 3 of these meals are microwave friendly. Then just spoon your soup over a bed of cooked rice, and that is meal number 1. I really like this ham and bean soup because it has a nice smoky flavor to it. And then, of course, combining the beans with the rice make it a complete protein. Meal number 2, we're going to be heating up our chicken tamales. Now again, you can do this on the stovetop or in the microwave. For the stovetop instructions, just add them into a small skillet along with the sauce and let them heat up to a simmer, then remove the paper wrapper before serving. Lay down a bed of rice and put your tamales on top, and then pour over the sauce over the top that will help to flavor the rice. As you can see, I was only able to fit 4 tamales on this plate, so consider the other 2 tamales to be a bonus. If you've never had these chicken tamales, I highly recommend them. They make such a nice, warm, and hearty meal with a little bit of spice. Third and final meal is going to be the egg roll. These egg rolls are a really good size. They are stuffed full of cabbage, celery, carrots, and onions, and they do come with a packet of sweet and sour sauce as well. My favorite way to cook these is to let them thaw on the counter for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I cook them in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 10 minutes, flipping halfway through. Once it's crispy to your liking, cut it up into small pieces and serve it over rice and pour the sweet and sour sauce on top. And this was a follower suggestion. It's not my own idea, but it definitely was one of the best budget recipes that I've made to date on this channel. It was fantastic. And while all three of these meals were served over rice, they were all very different from each other as far as flavor goes, so you definitely don't feel like you're eating the same thing. The rice is just there to bulk out the meals and make them.
This is the struggle meal that everybody adored growing up. This is Hamburger Helper, but it is homemade. The way these grocery prices is looking, this is so convenient right now. After seasoning with some onion powder and garlic powder, I went in with the Chef Quiche all-purpose seasoning. I absolutely love the seasoning, y'all. It's really, really good. And after you drain the ground beef, I went ahead and got some tomato paste. Now, I know y'all got some ground beef in your refrigerator somewhere. Super simple ingredients. Add in some beef broth. You're also going to add in some heavy whipping cream. Now, I'm going to add in my pasta, and I'm going to let this simmer down until it's fully cooked. Now, let's add some Mexican cheese and Velveeta cheese. Y'all got beef with Velveeta, but me and her cool, so I'm definitely adding her in there. Now, you could leave it like this, but I got to be a little extra. I'm going to add more cheese on top and bake it, and y'all, this was so ooey good.